Now, there are at times you may be working or developing your website offline using your own computer. Or some of you prefer your files to be loaded within your own hosting locally without the CDN. Then CDN is not an option for you. Now, because you know CDN basically just to link those files to the external site, if CDN is not available or no longer exists for any reason, your site will no longer work properly. If you have such concern and need, instead of creating a subtheme with less starter kit, you can actually install and use Bootstrap Library module. Now, before we proceed, make sure you create your subtheme with the CDN starter kit, even though we are not using CDN itself. Now, you can check it out on how to do this in the previous video in part 2. Now, before installing the module, let's turn off the CDN in our theme. Let's go to Appearance, Settings, Advanced tab, and change this CDN provider to None. Scroll down and save the configuration. Now let's go to the front page. Flush the cache. Good. All fallen apart as we expected, as we have disabled the CDN. Now great, we can proceed. Now let's go to the module page and install the module. Scroll down. Under installation Drupal 8, there are some guidelines here you can read through, alright? Let's scroll down and copy the link. Back to our site, go to Extend, install new module, paste the link here, and click Install. Now the next thing you need to do is to download the Bootstrap files from a Bootstrap website. Let's go to the Bootstrap website. Click on the Download Bootstrap. Now there are a few download buttons here. Which one is the right one? If you are to create subtheme with less starter kit, you need to download this source code. But for this module, you just need to download the Bootstrap itself. So please download Bootstrap from this link. I have downloaded an unzip, so please do the same. Now let's back to our Drupal folder. Now, the folder structure in Drupal 8 is a bit different from Drupal 7. Your libraries folder is not inside the sites folder anymore. It's outside here in the root directory. By default, Drupal doesn't create the libraries folder for you, and you need to create the folder yourself. So I've created a new folder called Libraries here. Please do the same. Let's click on the Libraries folder. Now, I've unzipped the Bootstrap files here I downloaded just now. Go in. There's one more folder with the same name. Open this folder. Here are the CSS and JavaScript folders. Okay, one level up. Let's rename this folder to only Bootstrap. And copy this folder. Go back to Libraries folder and paste it here. And we can remove this, no longer in use. So let's check the folder structure. So we have a Libraries folders here. And inside we have Bootstrap folder. And all the folders of CS and JavaScript here. Alright? Great, everything ready. Let's back to our Drupal site. Now we can turn on the module. Enable the new module. Let's look for Bootstrap. Turn this on. Click Install. So we go to Configuration, Development, Bootstrap Library. Now, this is the configuration page. This module not only allows you to load the files locally, but you can also load the files via the CDN. Anyway, that's not our purpose here. We want to load locally. If you were to load the file via CDN, it's better to use back the Bootstrap theme CDN provider. Alright, so let's scroll down. Now under Themes Visibility, let's select a theme to load the library. I will select the subtheme You can also select more themes if you want by pressing Ctrl key and select more. Now let's scroll down. You can also exclude for some pages. I'll keep the default as it is. Now scroll down. Now under File Settings, I will load the CSS as well as JavaScript files. So I check both. Let's save the configuration. Let's go to the front page. Great, now the site is back. If it's not working for you, just flush the caches. Alright. There's one more last thing we need to do. That's to include an overriding CSS file, which particularly comes with Bootstrap theme. Let's go to the Drupal folder and find that CSS file. Let's go to Themes, Bootstrap, CSS. Now even though the latest version of Bootstrap is 3.3.6, at this time of recording it's not available here, it's okay, we'll take the latest version here, which is 3.3.5. So open this one. Let's copy this overrides.min.css. There's also other overriding CSS files for BoostWatch if you use BoostWatch. Now let's close this base theme and open our Bootstrap subtheme CSS folder and paste a link here. Let's open subtheme libraries file to add this CSS file to the theme. So we should open this subtheme.libraries.yml, the YAML file. Alright. Now I'll copy this line and paste it over here on the top. And I will replace this with overrides.min.css. Now I have added this above the style.css so that you can override it later in your style.css if needed. The order of the CSS file is important. Now the indentation here is important too to ensure your YAML file is integrated correctly. That's all. Let's save the file and back to our Drupal site. Now let's flush the cache. Great. Now you can open up the source file to check. Let's look for bootstrap.min. Now it looks from libraries folder. The next one is the same for JavaScript file. Let's look for the next overrides. Yes, our overrides are loading from the subtheme folder. Correct. That's all for this tutorial. So remember to subscribe to our channel for more sharing to come.